Hi everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeout Hope you're having a good day today. Today I'd like to give you information on how to stock your boutique in Africa based on my personal experience in supplying boutiques in Africa, whether they're store owners in Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Botswana. I've definitely gained experience in knowing what kind of merchandise they like to buy. So primarily the demand that I have seen is for office wear and shoes for women. Having said that, there's also customers that will buy clothing for men and footwear for men and accessories and handbags, but overall the biggest demand, I would say 90% of the orders that I receive are for corporate suits, for office dresses, and for office shoes. The brands that the customers like are the brands that are very popular in the United States. I believe that's happened because many people in Africa travel back and forth between the United States and Africa, and they've seen the quality, they've seen the high fashion that the American brands have. They also can have relatives and friends living in the United States and will tell them about how popular and how good quality the American clothing is. And the internet has definitely helped American brands gain a lot of exposure, especially in the African market. So, for instance, many of my customers want to buy suits by Tahari, Jones New York, Nine West, Calvin Klein, Anne Klein, and the same goes with dresses. Jessica McClintock for a while was very popular, and then you have dresses by BCBG, which definitely had a lot of popularity. So they want American brand names, and also with the women's shoes. I've seen a lot of demand for Calvin Klein shoes, Anne Klein shoes, Guess shoes. And remember, this doesn't mean that customers aren't looking for other items, but if you want to get as close to a sure bet as possible, and there is nothing that's a sure bet, and there is no way for me to guarantee what you will do well with and what you won't do well with, but if you want to have a very good chance of succeeding, I recommend sticking to, either brands that are very well known in Africa, or finding clothing and shoes that are very similar to the clothing and shoes produced by those brands. And definitely they should have that very nice, elegant, and sophisticated look that the American brands do have. And as far as the sizes, of course that's going to range depending on your market, but there's a very strong preference for sizes from 8 to 18. You will have customers who will wear plus sizes, and you'll have customers who will wear the smaller, petite sizes, but that range is primarily the range that I have requests for. Now, I do carry clothing and shoes that are not by those brand names, but the reason that clothing and shoes is popular in Africa is because it has a very, I'd say, stylish look, which is appropriate for the office market. So a lady from Nigeria might come to my warehouse, she wants to stock her suits. She might see in my warehouse suits by Tahari and Casper, and she'll buy those suits, but she'll also buy suits in my warehouse by a brand such as Aroma Studio or Suit de Jour, because they also make very high quality suits, which she feels would fit in with the market that she's catering towards. Okay, so I'd love for you to come to my warehouse in New York. You can make your own selection. You can also order online. If you have any questions that I could answer, please give me a call or send me an email. This is Donny Lowy from Closeout and I hope you enjoy this video. Have a great day.